What's up, everyone? Kane here, Captain of the Day's Pirates, coming at you with a Treasure Cup tournament recap for me this past weekend. My first online event was a Treasure Cup hosted by Carta Magica. Played with my boy RP Luffy, as always. So kind of last minute got a setup going and decided to hop on because I didn't have any plans with the wife on a Saturday for once. So we jumped right into it. So the only changes from my regional list, you can see a more extensive breakdown in my regional recap video. Um, the only changes I made was -1 Rayleigh, -1 Jet Gatling to get our laws back in, just to fight back in that card economy and some of the more grindy matchups. I'm been feeling very good with this list on the sim, and I think this is what I'll probably hold if I do play this weekend as well. Um, I think it just kind of covers more bases. We got one less brick. The Jet Gatling was kind of nice, but I didn't want to cut my Jambay, and just everything else just feels pretty essential. And the Robins are still nice, and we got our new Robins, so pretty happy with that. From that, I'm gonna jump right into some kind of commentary over my gameplay. I did record my games, so we can kind of just jump right into it. Round one, I did get a Doflamingo. I do have it sped up. He decided to go first, and Perona kept it on top. I went second, kept my played my Nami, got a Sanji, and passed. If I recall correctly, um, my curve ends up being pretty solid here. But also, actually, I'm going to kind of skip ahead a little bit into this. Um, I had my Discord just fully. So he bounced my Nami to hand here, which is a little bit surprising with the law. Um, I guess he wanted to bounce the Perona, but not the Jinbei, so that's he just kind of had to or decided to do that. But we take it, I guess. Debating if I want to swing into Jinbei, but also, yeah, I would say you'll see just kind of out of nowhere my Discord just signed me out of my phone and my computer. Have never seen that before. But yeah, I really thought I was just gonna get a round one loss because I kind of disconnected. I figured that kind of opens a window where I could have cheated. Obviously, I'm just crapping my pants and trying to get logged back in, and I had to reset my password. Um, but he was really nice and really cool and let us kind of play it out, which is awesome. Plays a boa here on his 5 down turn. Sends 6 in with his leader. I think he's debating whether he wants to play the Perona or swing another 6 into me. He does go 6. I was debating whether I want to take it and use that law or I was trying to be very conscientious with my hand, making sure I'm not showing anything. I'm not taking my cards off screen. Um, yeah, we got our kid on curve with the Mr. I'm sorry, with the Zoro onto the Mr. 2 ramp. And then I believe I have a new gate in hand. So we're kind of just pushing right into the curve that we want. Yep. Boom. Just got dropped. Ah, crap in my pants. So I guess it was only like 2 minutes. It felt like a fucking eternity. Oh wait, no, it was sped up, right? So I did almost double the speed of this gameplay. But yeah, so I mean it was like 4 minutes or so maybe. But yeah, I was crapping my pants. And I was like, so I just lose, right? He's like, oh no, it's fine. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. I'm happy to check that. All right, sorry, yeah, I think it was your turn. I said okay. I don't think you did anything since then. I honestly have no idea. I don't mind you drawing because I wasn't like drawn to. Yeah, so he asked me if he drew already or not. I was like, I have no idea, man. You can have a card if you just for letting me play. Like, wow. I'm like, I really thought, like, okay, I'm just gonna scrap this tournament. This never sees YouTube. We just call it a day. Uh, I'm losing it. Well, 1K. I'll take that one. No trigger. Go active. Draw. Sounds good. Done. I'm at 8 down, so I activate my leader effect. Go to 9. And now I think you gotta slam a Newgate. For another Newgate. Get my leader plus 2,000 to my next turn. Then I will swing. I'm debating whether I want to go into his board or not. And I decided I'm going to push face, require more counter from him. We're going to go 8,000 at your leader and -1 to make my leader at 9,000. Now with my 9,000 leader, I'm going to swing. Let's go face for 9,000 to Doflamingo. I keep debating whether I want to like try and check that boa, but like it's one of those things where it's like if you swing into that boa and he does counter out, it's like you suddenly swung into a 6,000 power leader, and we're a 6,000 power leader, not him. So we want that value. So yeah, I'm just kind of pressing down. Um, Face, I think, was just kind of proper there, especially being a 9,000 power leader. Um, if he wants to swing, he wants to use those 6,000 power bodies back into us, and then that body's going to be rested anyways. If he takes that route, so that's kind of where I'm at with that thought process. I think I know I end up getting a gear 5. I don't know if I have one yet, or no. I think I had Uso Hachi, and I was kind of thinking like, if you got one boa, yeah, that's not enough. So that's where I'm kind of pressing with this game plan. The kid is 8,000. My leader is 9. Yep. No lead effect. Okay. I will give you a 1. Swings 8 into kid. I'm keeping kid up. Is he in a boa here? No. 10 into kid. Yeah, let that go. He's 9 right now. Yep, kid and kid. Okay. Go active. Alright. Done. Here we go. I think I'm planning on a queen here. I think the plan is queen and rad beam down and go 10-10. Okay, maybe I'll have the one rad beam, so he has 10-11. I kind of thought he was going to block. We'll use that file. Play a queen. Dime -1 off the draw 2 trashing. Trashing will be a queen. And then I will activate my leader effect for this turn and get knocked down. I want to say my hand was something like with 4 gear 5, rad beam, Uso Hachi, Uso Hachi. I know I have an Uso Hachi. I know I have a gear 5. I know I have a rad beam. And Sanji was the other one. So the Sanji, Uso, Rad Beam, Gear 5. So now I'm debating here. How risky is it to take it? I don't want to counter with this Uso Hachi, and then he only have one blocker open. This life ends up being a Jambe. So now I'm like, okay, I think we're in good shape. He plays a second boa, and I'm like, okay, think we're gonna be fine. And then I'm 7. He ends up going. So you're down 2 boas. Because now I realize I'm not going to gear 5. So, oh, did I not have red beam? Did I just bluff it? Might not have. May have been 2Ks. We got a lot of cards in hand, but now it's just rip it cards out of hand and then gear 5 Janbei. He can't really do, I can't like, I don't think he has a way to play around this because the pokes just become painful, right? Like, I don't know. I need to hit my training arc better. So my gut in the bottom of this picture is not great. So yeah, ends up countering out of that. And then I gear 5. You go for the 7. Get 2 cards. 2 more cards in his hand, and then just Janbei. Yeah, the Janbei being the last life was enough. So yeah, great round one win. Now we're going into Black Yellow Luffy round 2.
And how would you like to cut the second time?
Cut it in half.
Good luck to you too.
One down. Pass it in.
All right, draw.
He won the die roll and decided to go second.
I'll go 1 for Bart. I'll search my top 5. I'll grab. I'll grab the baby Luffy. And then I'll pass. Go ahead.
Draw. I get 9 down. 6,000 tier leader.
6. I will take that.
3 for my Zora draw.
Mm-hmm.
That's my turn.
Okay, draw. Let's see. I'll just
This
go
game, I
draw
think.
Draw one.
I'm trying to remember how. I want to see how this next turn plays out because I think I may have thrown the game. I mean, not entirely. Like this game was very tight, and um, they just had a lot. But the way I played this out could have been better. I think.
6,000. You're at 6 on right now.
Yep. 4 active, 6 total.
I'll just take it.
9,000 tier left.
Okay, I'll take that.
I'll pass.
All right, draw.
6 in hands.
Let's go 5 to your Zorgio.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'll play Sabo. I'll draw 2 trash 2.
Okay, that was a Sabo on board. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. He just had it all.
And then I'll go.
Who's on into Sabo?
Okay, and then I'll pass. Go ahead.
And then his next turn is very gross.
Yep.
I was debating. So seriously, what I was just thinking through here is that I was debating Rayleigh, um, but now I realize that now I remember that Sabo was on board, so Rayleigh didn't make sense. I was also thinking that I was thinking that Newgate was safe from. Well, I was right in thinking that Newgate is safe from Kuzan plus Egghead Luffy because it only pops an 8 hat cost. But these lists are more frequently or more recently on the ST Sabos again, and that pops a 9 cost with Kuzan. So that's what happens here. And then my next couple turns are based around playing Rayleighs, and my finish just doesn't come together in the way, and I kind of just
So
get ground out
minus
here.
your leader, and then I'll minus your Newgate by 4. Yes. And then I'll go 5. I'll play Sabo. I'll trash your life to KO your Newgate.
Yeah, right when that happens, I kind of remember to realize that was what was happening.
And then I'll go 3 on leader.
So then he does go for a lead effect here. This does end up for being a decent Sabo turn or Rayleigh turn.
I'll use leader effect. I'll pitch the Sabo. And I'll go Luffy Sabo. Then I'll go 8 leader.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll pass. Go ahead. Mhm.
So my sequencing with Rayleigh here is kind of what I'm
Yeah,
considering.
that was my 8 turn. I'm going to 10.
Kind of thinking like wanting to pop do you try and swing into Kuzan, get some cards out of hand? Do you just pop the Kuzan, leave the Sabo on board, swing into face? Um,
Yep, yeah.
I was kind of thinking that he would counter for Kuzan. He didn't. So
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
so there too, I could have probably been more efficient and just did -3 Sabo, -2 Kuzan, KO Kuzan, and swing 7 into face and get this ST Luffy out of the conversation. There's always a weird balancing act with their hand, their cards, and how they decide to play out the game. Because with Black Yellow Luffy, right, like the whole concept here is that they do their, leader buffs. They set up with X amount of life and X amount of blockers and try and just kind of dominate the board that way. And against us, with the concept of Gear 5 and Diable Jambe, they're often trying to keep one life and multiple blockers.
Yes,
Like
yes,
their
that was
dream is
my
like
that was yeah.
one life, 9K leader, and 2 blockers, obviously.
Play Gecko.
But sometimes they'll start to cycle down as like a 7K leader with, a blocker or 2 in one life. And with that, it kind of depends on that individual player and how much they prioritize being that 9K. Depends on your board presence compared to their board
Use leader effect.
presence.
Play Luffy.
Are they on aces?
Sabo effect.
Just so many of these different dynamics can come into play. Like, do they have access to one of the supernova Luffys to be able to trash that life to ensure that they can cycle through? Because sometimes if they leave that one life and they don't have a way to
Luffy just cause.
get rid of that life, you leaving it can really disrupt their plan and really throw things off too. So, every turn and the dynamic of how each opponent plays their deck
And then I will
with the
use
Black Yellow Luffy matchup specifically can make for very interesting dynamics.
I'll go Sabo Luffy. And I will pass. Go ahead.
In this particular case, I just never even stood a chance to get past the wall here. Like he was able to set up 2 life and that's also probably why I should have just KO'd Kuzan and swung into life and try and disrupt this combo. Yeah, I think that was just incorrect to swing into Kuzan. I was trying to bait cards out of his hand, but realistically, if I really wanted to do that, I should have just attacked his life and then KO'd Kuzan after I swung into his life. But That's why we're here.
Mhm. Yep. Um, see 1K. I'll give you 2K. I have 6. Draw. How many cards do you have in hand? Okay. Sounds good.
With these online tournaments too, is like I was encouraged just to, even if you aren't recording, to say you're recording, so people are less inclined to cheat, I guess.
So I'll use your effect
Um,
to trash your life.
but also with the Bandai rules are kind of, I think, maybe just like kind of global best practices. I did specifically ask each of my opponents if they were comfortable being presented on my YouTube channel. I wasn't necessarily positive how I was going to go about it yet, per se, depending on how the day went. But yeah, so they were all thumbs up with it, so that was good.
Um, let's go 6 life. Okay. I'll play Gecko. Gecko play out these 2. I'll use Kuzan to draw 1. Then I use Sabo effect, play out Sabo, Leader gets 2. Then I draw 2 trash 2. Trashing this and this. Then I will Leader effect, pitching the Luffy. Go Luffy. And Sabo like this. And then I'll go 8 at lead. I'll go 9 at lead. Yep. And then I'll go 9 at lead. Yep. And then I'll pass. Go ahead. I have 7. Yeah, I played the Kuzan this way. Yeah.
That's where I'm starting to just realize that my goose is cooked.
Mm-hmm. Do a 1K. Okay. Yep. Does this one fall off too? Okay, okay, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Obviously, I'm still trying to like fight out or keep something going, but feeling pretty grim.
I think
I think I'm considering like going for a Jambé or something.
yeah, I'll block. To trash my life.
I want to say I actually had like no counter in hand when I went for this Gear 5.
Um,
So that's also part of the reason why I kind of
yeah,
ended up
yeah.
being rough. Yeah. But yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
So now we're 1-1. a good matchup.
Really?
I guess our post-mortem conversation here
Because
was.
I was waiting for Regular him to kill it.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, I had no counter in hand when I went through that. So round three, we're going 1-1, and we have a Bonney. We're not excited about Bonney. That's why we don't want to go an early loss. Okay, yeah. Turn one. I think he wins the die roll, goes second. Turn one Nami search is 3 Edward Newgates and 2 Namis. Miss. I'm pretty sure at that point I was like, I think I can just probably call it a day. Like these Newgates, I'm gonna get screwed by a kid later. Oh, that sounds horrible. Pause. Uh, um, but yeah, this game ends up being interesting. I will say that my round four, I forgot to record. Round four was another Bonnie. Very nice. Actually, she sounded Canadian. She got hit me with the sorry. So kind of was thinking about dropping going into that round, honestly. If you haven't realized it's only a 50-minute video yet. Um, 30-minute video maybe. Um, I didn't end up going for. I ended up dropping after round four, being 2-2. Just kind of looking at the time in the day. I said, you know what? I can give my wife the rest of the day over playing 6 more rounds of having to be perfect to stay in the top 64, you know? So just kind of a business decision there. So yeah, just a kind of spoiler alert. This is our last game of the of the day. That's going to be on the video. But then we did end up beating the Bonnie next round. So this game though was a little tough. Me and my opponent ended up having some laughs by the end of it because just wow, wowie, well, you'll see. So here I'm debating with my Zorojuro and how I want to attack, and knowing that he's definitely probably gonna rest my leader, and I want to kill the baby five ideally. So I was kind of debating a lot of things here. Okay. So I swing hard into face, and then decide to go two into baby five. Yeah, I didn't really think about him countering there. I guess maybe I should have swung like eight. Maybe I should have swung eight and put one Don on, on Nabi in case he did take or counter that. I just didn't really think he would, I guess. So then he gets to baby five search again, enable the killer, and have a Cavendish on board. That killer's a very interesting card, by the way. It's a 2-cost 2K blocker that says Don one. If on block, if you have 3 characters, draw a card. So he ends up just kind of drilling me away here with card advantage into what Bonnie do. Yeah. Block, draw a card. Fuck me. Here I just want to develop a couple extra bodies to be able to kind of swing more dynamically, challenge baby five off the board potentially. I was kind of assuming he was going to play a Cavendish. Sorry, Hawkins. So having a 7K swing with the Bond Clay is valuable. Also, just make him kind of think more about whether he's resting the blocker or not. It's kind of my thought process with it. That's Rosinante. think I start with a Robin here. Robin Paparo's not taste so good. Yep.
KO pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's got some pretty new ones too. Okay. You got your lead effect. You got that. You got the hog ends. We are going to swing Mr. 2 into your leader and make him a 7,000 power copy of Hawkins.
Yep, I'll use leader ability to rest of your leader.
Okay.
7,000 to lead. I'll take that one. No trigger.
Interesting. No, we might.
Very good.
Make my leader 8,000.
Yep.
Sounds
Oh,
shit. No, shit's fine. Maybe 5. Oh.
I'll just block.
Yeah, I guess he was blocked. Yeah. No, okay, I didn't. I meant to not sing it. I'll part of the one. Yeah, I realized that I should have swung Nami, but he could have just blocked it, so.
I'll pay one for Bonney. Bonney effect.
Not bottom of the Doflamingos.
I'll get Scratchman Poo. Okay.
He kept searching with these baby 5s, and then he ended up having freaking Doflamingo anyways.
We'll go 5 to your Bonney play. Mr. 2.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Pay 6 for another Hawkins. And I will pass a 1 up.
These are two very beautiful decks going against each other. I didn't realize that.
Mm.
12,000 into life, KO baby 5.
I'll rest Queen.
Yeah.
That can be rested. I'll take the 12. No trigger.
Okay. How many cards in hand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I like to go and find 12 cards. Jesus. We'll go Nami into Bonney.
Sure.
This is where the life gets very interesting because we got to start thinking about Doflamingo and start thinking about Hody. Tier leader, 5 down, 3 active after. How are we going to challenge their life, contest their board?
I'll block. 0 cost event to make him 10. And a 2 counter. Boom. 12.
Yep. We got you back from the 10 cards in hand. We got that. All right. Nice turn.
Sounds good. Draw.
And I have some cards in hand. So 5.
5. Yeah. I'll play 10 drop Dopey.
Gross.
I'll freeze your Newgate, your leader, and Queen.
Seems pretty good.
I'll go 6 to lead with Cavendish. Resend 2 Dawn.
Yep. We go.
Yep. I'll go 6 to lead with leader.
Well, we'll take the 4. No trigger.
And I will pass 1 Dawn up.
Alright, this throws these 2 away. Here we are. All those baby 5 searches and had the Doflamingo the whole time.
The whole time.
And I kept searching the baby 5. I was like, no Doflamingo, no Doflamingo, no Doflamingo. Oh, had it the whole time. Leave your 7,000.
Yep.
Activate my leader effect to get down. Yeah, I'm going for a kid
Draw.
and leave down open.
Newgate, Queen, and your leader.
Yeah, worked really well last time. I checked out.
I mean,
Another Doflamingo.
I'll week 6 with your Queen with Cavendish. Reset 2. I mean,
So we will grapple.
Swing 11. Get 2 cards out of your hand.
Yeah.
Get cards in hand.
Your effect does make everything so optimal.
Kid value out. It's not mine.
And then even my normal play patterns, like if I play kid and then swing with my leader, I usually just rest it and freeze it with fucking carry. Yeah, we were kind of just joking about how like he just had it all. He was kicking my ass. I think I ended up trying to play.
Into your leader, -1 to make my leader 7,000. I'll rest Eco Robin for sure. And I'll block and then do 2/2Ks for sure. Activate my leader equipped. 6/4 zombie blocker. Yep. Pass. 7K leader, 2 down, 4 cards. Yeah. Seven's a leader, Hawkins.
Yeah, that's swinging 11 with both of his things. Yeah, this is too much. GG. Yeah.
Cringe,
That everything he had. Cavendish, Searcher, Cavendish, Hawkins, Dofi. It's like, yeah, we lose those. The next game we ended up narrowly winning. If she had stalled out just a little bit more, may have been able to grind me out, but she went for a kill with Hody, and I had like just enough counter to get out of a couple of swings, and then crack back with a Gear 5, I think it was. But yeah, 2-2. The list does feel pretty good. The games didn't really feel all that bad. A slight stumble personally against BY Luffy. But I think we'll be running it back this weekend. So if you want to see that, please like, comment, subscribe. 500 subscribers by 09 drop, please, and thank you. Talk to y'all soon.